in fact, to just greet the Prime Minister, to catch a glimpse of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It's a day-long visit of the Prime Minister to Karnataka. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi there has now flagged off 3 Vande Bharat Express trains at KSR Railway Station. They also include Bengaluru to Belagavi, Amritsar to Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Katra and Nagpur to Pune. And very shortly there, we also are seeing visuals of Prime Minister Modi inside the metro speaking to these students, the future of our country. Very intrigued there, Prime Minister also trying to understand what is exactly their thinking of these projects. And in fact, this is one of the USPs of the Prime Minister. There we can see him also speaking with such depth with these children and trying to understand what exactly is going on in their head. There, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also taking out a moment to greet the public there, which has arrived in large number, the crowd which has arrived in large number to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi will also be flagging off yellow line of Bangalore Metro and undertake a metro ride from RV Road, Ragigudda to Electronic City Metro Station. The Prime Minister will also be inaugurating and laying the foundation stone of urban connectivity projects in Bengaluru, and he will also be addressing a public gathering very shortly. In fact, let me quickly go across to my colleague Vajiullah, who joins me live with more details on the same. Vaji, a very good afternoon to you. You're right there on ground zero. Do tell us what exactly is happening there. Prime Minister has flagged off these Vande Bharat. We can see him interacting with these children also. Take us through what exactly is happening.
It's the most awaited moment for Bengalurians. They've been waiting for the opening of Yellow Line. We've seen how there were agitation, there were work between both the state and the centre. And now finally the Prime Minister is here. On stage you can see the governor and everybody present to inaugurate the yellow line for Bengaluru. Apart from that, we are also seeing the inauguration of the Vande Bharat train to Belagavi also, which was something that was the most awaited. But the crowd that is present here in numbers just to see the Prime Minister is overwhelming, highlighting the fact that the support for the Prime Minister still reigns in the city of Bengaluru, because the yellow line is a very significant line. It starts from RV Road till Bamsandra, making sure that it relieves the traffic for at least more than 20 kilometers. Is something that was awaited. We've seen a protest done by Tejasvi Surya a few months back, indicating that the project should be launched immediately. Today also, when the inauguration is done, there are still a few things that are still need to be put in place in the metro, like the number of trains that has to be increased. This time around, with the fewer trains, they have started the yellow line, so there will be a lot of time frequency between these trains. But the good news is that at least after a very long time, the metro line is ready, and the foundation for the next phase of metro construction has also been laid down by the Prime Minister. So the path of progress has been laid in Bengaluru. It may take some time, but it is sure that it will be as fruitful as the yellow line inauguration that has been done. Vande Bharat trains have also been inaugurated. One that goes to Belagavi, Amritsar, Katra for Vaishno Devi pilgrimage. So all these things have been a part of the program of the Prime Minister, and he will also be going to address the students in some time, and that is also part of the program. And by around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, the Prime Minister will then leave Bengaluru. So it was a half-day event of the Prime Minister in Bengaluru. He spoke to the people. The BJP had also planned various the spots where the Prime Minister would go and speak to the general public, and that is how the program was planned for the Prime Minister, Neha.
Right, Vaji, before I let you go, I have one more quick question for you. How are these new metro lines and Vande Bharat trains really expected to impact daily commuters and regional connectivity?
It's going to have a huge impact because, as we all know, Bangalore is a chock-a-block city with a lot of traffic snarls everywhere, and with the constructions of metro that has come about, it has almost reduced the problem of traffic by 15% because most people who are going to the IT sectors, who are going to offices, the industrial areas, and are living within the city now prefer to go by metro because it will otherwise take them 2 hours or to 1.5 hours to reach there. But the metro promises to make them reach there in 30 minutes. And with last mile connectivity also being there at these places is something that adds on to that comfort. People will not have to wait in traffic for that long. And now the Vamsandra line is also, the yellow line is also something that will add on to the southwest region to various parts of the city. So this is a welcome move and most awaited thing for Bengalians because a lot of people who work on the other side of the city, which contains the RV road, the Jayadeva road, did not have connectivity. They've been waiting for a metro line for that part of the area. And now with the yellow line ready, though there will be less trains initially, but in the coming days that also will increase. But the path of progress for that area has also begun. Commute will now become easy. It will also lessen the burden of traffic at least by 10 to 15% is what is expected because after the inauguration of the previous line, we've seen a dip in traffic by a considerable amount of 20%. And now with this more, we might see more changes because if we understand the psychology of the Karnataka audience, they would prefer a public transport more than going by themselves on the road for all they know that they are bound to get traffic. So this is something that was most awaited and also adds on to the charm of the infrastructure that Bengaluru has when it comes to these kind of modern amenities. But when it comes to road and its other infrastructure, that is a disappointing one. So this is something that Bengalurians have been waiting for. And right now with the Prime Minister's flag off, it is all in motion, Neha.
Thank you very much, Vaji, for joining us with all of those important insights. We'll keep coming back to you. At this point, let me also introduce R. Rajagopalan, senior journalist. He also joins me on this News9 special. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Rajagopalan. You know, Prime Minister Modi's visit is packed with big infrastructure launches in Karnataka, sir, which a state, of course, run by Congress. How do you think this development push plays into BJP's bigger political game in the state? All right, we seem to have lost the connection with Mr. R. Rajagopalan. We'll try to get back. There, in fact, has inaugurated a series of major public transport projects poised to reshape the city's connectivity. Prime Minister Modi will very shortly from now will also be addressing the public. Prime Minister flagged off 3 Vande Bharat Express trains at KSR Bengaluru Railway Station. These include the KSR Bengaluru Belagavi service, Shri Mata Vaishno Devi Katra Amritsar service and Nagpur Pune service. Let me quickly go across to Dr. Baswaraj Itnal. He continues to stay with me. Dr. Itnal, you know, the Yellow Line Metro and Vande Bharat trains sound impressive, sure. But how much will they really change life for people in Bengaluru and Karnataka overall? Do tell us for the benefit of those who might not know. Your mic, please. Dr. Itnal, can you hear me? Dr. Itnal, if you can hear me, can you please unmute?
Bangalore grows in an exponential way. You know, just 25 years ago, Bangalore population was around 45-50 lakhs. Today, it is close to 2 crores. Now, why this has happened? It has happened merely because of these infrastructure projects. These kind of infrastructure projects, road widening, flyovers, expressways, all these things incentivize migration within the state or across the state. But what has happened is government of Karnataka has failed to create alternative, hubs of development like Mysore, like Belgaum, like Mangalore, like Hubli, like Gulbarga, because Everybody wants to come to Bangalore. Now, what has happened is, because of that, I'll give one example. Near Maker Circle, the Kaveri Junction, even today, the traffic moves at a very slow speed. Then also it was slow, but the road has been widened 3 times over. But even then, there is congestion because more people coming in, more congestion, more vehicles in the traffic. So this has to be addressed in a different way. One thing is, this is welcome. These kind of infrastructure projects are really welcome. And I hope to see a lot of decongestion in Bangalore South, especially where this yellow line is being launched today, is an extremely problematic traffic zone. This RV Road to Electron City and Bamsandra, that outer ring road, Jaydeva Junction, they're always, traffic moves, sometimes it stands still there.
Right. Dr. Itnal, continue to stay with us. In fact, I'm also joined by Mr. R. Rajagopalan. Thank you very much, sir, for speaking to News9. I was asking you, Prime Minister Modi's visit is packed with these big infrastructure projects in Karnataka. How do you think that this development push, the mega development push by Prime Minister Narendra Modi plays into BJP's bigger political game?
Whatever that either BJP or Congress or any other political party, my understanding of the situation is it's a development. It's a very beneficial for the Bangaloreans. Lakhs and lakhs of Bangaloreans will travel from this train, Vande Bharat, and it's a connectivity between the interstate connectivity within the state, within the region. So therefore, it's a welcome project. Bengaluru Metro, Namma Metro, and also the Vande Bharat are interesting things. But for Modi, this would not have come because Karnataka Congress, they want said credit chori. Credit chori, who is doing that? Congress. Congress is a divided house. Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar have fight, and they don't want to take participation. Now Narendra Modi has come, and in fact, it is the victory of Mr. Narendra Modi because Modi stands for connectivity. It's a national highway or train or airways or even the ship. Now, for that matter, it is Mr. Narendra Modi who has done Viksit Bharat. But for development, things would not have improved. For example, Narendra Modi got the highest reach, in Kashmir. Why should he go there? Bengaluru is there because he wants a transformation of India into Viksit Bharat. That is why Mr. Narendra Modi's efforts are giving fruits, yield fruits. Bengalurians are very happy today. In nutshell, I say it's a victory for Narendra Modi.
Right, Mr. Gopalan, also, Priyank Kharge has been quite vocal about the centre taking credit while the state foots most of the bill. Is this kind of a tension between Delhi and the opposition ruled states common when it comes to big projects?
No, I don't think so. Priyank Kharge is the son of Mallikarjun Kharge. He wants to become chief minister. Even at the age of 84, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge wants to become the chief minister of Karnataka. Shameless characters of Congress people. Because Congress does not do anything except looting the system. See what happened in Haryana, what happened in Pakistan. Priyank Kharge and even Siddaramaiah, D.K. Shivakumar must both say that Priyanka Gandhi's husband Robert Vadra should not have taken any sort of real estate business in Bengaluru. Having done it in Rajasthan, he has gone to Bengaluru. So therefore, Congress is described as a corrupt party. That is why people of India, voters of India, before general elections to Lok Sabha, they rejected Congress.
All right. And also, sir, we hear a lot about how much the centre and the state government spend on these infrastructure projects. Tell us what's the real picture here when it comes to funding and who actually pays for what?
It's the funding of, BMR, that is Bengaluru Metro, plus state government, plus central government. Central government must have given 20%, state government 30%. It's a victory for the people of Karnataka. Why do you take claim for Mr. Siddaramaiah? Siddaramaiah has nothing to do with this. The project was inaugurated by, laid foundation by Anant Kumar during BJP regime. And it's a victory for Tejasvi Surya, who is a MP from the Bengaluru South.
Ask you this, Mr. R. Rajagopalan, running huge projects like these isn't easy, Do tell us what kind of challenges does Karnataka face in getting these done, especially when both the centre and the state are involved? All right, we seem to have lost the connection. Let me quickly toss this question over to Dr. Baswaraj Itnal if he is in fact with us. Dr. Itnal, as I was asking Mr. Rajagopalan, that running these projects isn't easy. They're huge. What are the challenges that, the state faces in getting these done, given that both the centre and the state are involved?
Yeah, let's understand the roles of state and center here. The metro line is being laid where it's being laid in the state. And the land has to be made available by whom? It has to be made available by the state. How does the state make the land available to metro projects? By acquiring the land, by paying compensation nearly 6 times, 7 times, sometimes 10 times the market prices. And that too, we are talking about South Bangalore, Jayanagar, Baswanagudi, Tilak Nagar, and all these areas. Land is extremely expensive, both commercial and residential land. So that is the state's role, and center has to make run this special project vehicle called BMRCL, and they have to make funds available for the project for acquiring of locomotives and various other civil engineering expenses. And how is the center giving money? They are borrowing. As far as I remember from the original framework agreement, the center borrowed money from JBIC, Japan Bank of International Cooperation. So that's how the money was made available to the project. And now, such being the case, one has to be, we need to be mature about this, because what center has done, what state has done. We need to acknowledge both. And eventually, once the metro is commissioned, it is the PMRCL on a day-to-day maintenance. It is there is no politics involved there. The regular upkeep and appointment of drivers, loco pilots, and I'm told that especially this today's yellow line is going to be pilotless. It's going to be automatically driven. I'm hearing maybe for a few months they will try with a loco pilot. After that, it's going to be driven automatically. So that is the project. So once the metro starts rolling, there is very little politics involved there, and the politics comes only when the credit is being taken. And it's a fact. Whatever Mr. Rajagopalan was saying, that's a different take altogether. Who is corrupt? That's a different thing. But the fact of the matter is, when the metro started, it was Prime Minister was Mr. Manmohan Singh and the Chief Minister was Mr. Dharam Singh, both from Congress. And there was UPA here, it was a JDS Congress coalition. So we need to, the facts are facts, we can't dispute that. And yes, then subsequently, BJP government, NDA government in the center also extended the extent of the project, and government of Karnataka also, to that extent, chipped in with their contribution. We need to acknowledge that, and that is it. And once the things start rolling, there is hardly any politics. One more important thing I need to put on record: this Vande Bharat train that I was checking their tariffs. It's a seater car. It's not a sleeper train. Most of Vande Bharat are seaters. So the pricing of the executive class, the higher segment of the tickets is priced around 2,000 and odd from Bengaluru to Belgaum, which is much higher than the Karnataka State Road Transport highest luxury bus, sleeper class. So I think the government of India will have to take a call on that and price it appropriately if they want ridership there. Otherwise, I don't think this pricing is practicable and reasonable.
All right, Dr. Itnal, from an economic point of view, what kind of difference are these projects expected to make in the long run?
One thing is economic difference as far as Bangalore is concerned, Bangalore Metro is concerned, it will increase mobility. For example, this Vidhan Soda to Kengeri line, when it was inaugurated, it reduced the traffic at least by 40%. And from day one, that line was houseful. The entire ridership was it exceeded the expectation. So this southern segment also, this Aruvi Road to Bammasandra, this also will have a high ridership because of the it's connected with destinations and that being a very important IT hub there. So the economic impact is that the mobility will increase productivity of the employees. That's number one. Number two, the very mobility itself will open up a lot of commercial opportunities. So, and also one of the important and probably unavoidable consequence of all these kind of major projects is that real estate prices will rise. So that is a direct economic impact.
Also, sir, you mentioned political dynamics around funding. How do these debates affect the pace and the quality of project completion on the ground?
No, they don't affect the project progress at all. What affected progress, especially the metro project, was two factors. One was there was some environmental concern in the early phase, because the metro was supposed to go through the Kabban Park, and somebody thought that some trees in the Kabban Park need to be cut. So there was a huge resistance to that, and now they took the metro underground there. That's one thing that delayed a lot. And another was the land acquisition delays, because land acquisition is a very sticky subject, and that has to be handled by the state government. Land acquisition invariably lands up with litigation. That too, the residential land, if you want to acquire, it's very, very long drawn legal process. So as long till the court orders, till the court reaches a finality on this, you cannot progress. So land acquisition is a major delaying factor, and again, these environmental concerns. So only these two factors have delayed the metro so far. I don't see any kind of political, one-upmanship having caused any delays in this kind of. These are all for optics. These are all for political branding. That's all.
That's Dr. Itnal. In fact, it's time for us to put a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with lots more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News 9, English news as it should be.